Thought I'd start off with an early morning walk in the garden. Just check on a few things that are blooming. Got some calendula getting ready to go here. Catnip. I'm not certain what that flower is down there, but my neighbor gave it to me. Sweet lady across the street. She has tons of beautiful flowers and she gave me a few. This is everything that I am letting go to seed, and also some of my garlic that is mixed in there with it. But this is everything that I was growing early spring. It's going to seed. I've already started harvesting some onions. As you can see, most of the rest are ready to be there. I'm actually at the point of doing a lot of things that I would normally have done by this time of year, but everything's a little bit behind. But I am getting some growth. As you can see, green beans finally climbing. Got some bush beans here. They're growing well. These were some volunteer potatoes that I had no idea were still in here from last year. I got some radishes going to seed. I got some different melons and sweet potatoes along there. If you look straight across, my tomatoes are nearly at the top of the newly built trellis. So that makes me really happy. So that means they're about 7 feet tall at this point. Pretty tall. Lots of cherry tomatoes coming out. And on getting the greenhouse covered, we got plastic over it. We're waiting to move forward. Got potatoes growing in potato bags here and a container. All of them are moving along slowly. Squash, I just harvested yesterday, and yet look in there. We're gonna have another one today. It looks like we had a big rain last night, so I may give it through the day. I don't know. We'll see how it looks later. We've also got, oh yeah, a couple more over here on this one. This one is the dark green zucchini, and the other, I believe, is black zucchini. But they both produce really well. It's my first time growing zucchini. Here are some more tomatoes growing up a different arch trellis. I love these beds. These were so easy to put together. You have boards, you have stones at the end, they slide right in. No hammering, no nailing, no hard labor. This is a ground cherry that has gotten so big, I never dreamed they would get this big. My ground cherry is seriously 4 feet tall. In here, got a little bit of basil on both sides because it's getting a good shading. I keep picking off of it. It should keep going a little bit longer before I have to worry about it bolting. Got a little bit of lettuce that's bolting out here. Plenty more peppers. These are all spicy peppers. I only have hot peppers right now because all of my sweet peppers, unfortunately, fell prey to the late frost this year. It's been a very strange year for weather, and we're just making the best of it. But I've got quite a few more peppers just waiting to be harvested. A lot. Got some sunflowers starting to look up there like they might make heads soon. Lots of melons. Over here we have chamomile. I actually just pulled the flowers off yesterday. Not the best time to film right after you pull the flowers, but I have some zinnias and other things that I'm hoping will start growing soon. Through here we have blackberries and raspberries, and there's a few coming ripe in here today as well. This is one of my favorite parts of walking through the garden, is harvest, having snacks. So good. All right. Some sort of flower I have planted down here. To be honest, I just started throwing seeds. After the first couple times things didn't come up this year, having not grown much in the way of flowers before, I just put out more seeds until something bloomed. So it'll be a surprise for me too, to see what comes up. Plus a good sized bag of seeds from my neighbor, which has absolutely no labels on most of them. And they're in an assortment of containers. I love her flowers dearly though, and I will enjoy planting them next spring, and we'll just see what comes up. Her yard always looks beautiful. These are the jalapenos. I took a few, but goodness, they're starting to get pretty loaded. But yeah, all the hot peppers are really booming. As you can see in the center here, this has gotten a bit out of control. But at a certain point, when you hit July, you kind of give up on total control of your garden space. This may be one of my purple zinnias. Oh, I hope so. You might recognize that one. Got a few of those actually. Tomatoes are getting pretty close. I've got some more basil under here. These are my sweet peppers. The poor babies had to be replanted after the last frost. Came so late. This is a little bit of time. I've already trimmed it back once this year. That nasturtium isn't making it, but I'm hoping I just put it in the bed. Maybe it'll make it a little longer. The other ones still look good, but I think that one was just in a small pot too. These are some more flowers that were given to me by the neighbor. No idea what they are. Bunch more tomatoes. And no, I did not go through and single stem. And as you can see, some of my leaves are not looking the best. After we had that big downpour last night, it's going to be time to start doing my regular sprays of the garden. Over here, more onions. Have some watermelon coming up. Dill is mostly already bloomed out over here. And we'll see where it reseeds itself. I'm actually tossing a few seeds over into the bed with hopes that a little more dill will come up. Because I actually have cucumbers coming up late this year too. Surprise, surprise. This year's just been all out of whack for timing, but it all works out in the end. Quite a few flowers have come out. I'm really hoping to start getting some beans here soon. This is some spinach I was letting go to seed. I believe I still had mustard greens that were going to seed, but they may have been too shaded out by the beans at this point. Oh, here are the cucumbers that were just getting started. Like I said, really by this time I was canning last year, so carrots haven't done anything really. Well, actually, if you want the big reveal, we'll see what the carrots are doing. I had to replant. Never had to replant carrots like this in my life. But let's see. I've kept them covered this time, and I have that many. What you see here. Not a great deal, but hopefully I will have some carrots that actually survive and come up out of this. It's been a hard year for me for getting some things to grow, and yet other things are just booming. So, you know, some years are like that. Same on the other side with carrots. Keeping them covered, trying to keep moisture on them. A few of them germinated, but not all. I know it's late to be doing them in the heat, and I'm going to do more here in another month, probably, over the next month. And we'll be harvesting all the way into fall. Anyway, that's the tour this morning.